Okay. All right. Mr. Entenman?
I was trying to grab your attention here while the discussion was going on previously, but I just want to, on the action that you just made, I just want to bring your attention to a couple of different things. As a council person, I have no problem moving the two items forward that was first proposed. I think there's plenty of reason to do that. However, on the rest of it, I do caution everybody, and I think since it's already been suggested you move it forward, I'm probably going to ask that it be referred back to committee for a number of different reasons. I want everybody to understand that 5 years ago, before I got even dreamed of getting on the council, as a business person I applied for a liquor license because I was going to build a restaurant up by my facility, and there were no liquor licenses available at the time. The city fee for that was $155,000, which we were willing to pay. I had a national chain ready to come in and move in. I was going to spend $1 million in building a facility, and there was no liquor license available. Beer and wine was okay, but a national chain will not move in. The chain I was looking at would not move in based on a beer and wine license. At that point in time, the going rate for a liquor license in the open market was $250,000. So the comment by Councilor Brown that it does cost us a lot is true. However, the free market or the free enterprise system also dictates what those numbers will go for. At the point in time, I paid $1,500 to the city, which was a non-refundable deposit, to be put on that list, which I believe almost all of us have to do if you want to be put on the list for a liquor license in this town. There's a number of developers out there that were looking at building restaurants or whatever as part of their hotels that they might want to build that require liquor licenses. In some cases, spending $250,000 borrowing money for that is very hard to come by, and it could be a tool that's causing people not to go forward with development of facilities, whether it be restaurants, hotels, or whatever, as part of their business plan. I think by looking at this so shortly and abruptly, you may be inadvertently making a decision or recommendation that deserves a lot more public input on this. If there were a number of developers in this town that were aware that this was going to be passed, I can assure you, you would have had a heck of an audience out here to be put forward some information or put forward some testimony on this issue. I really think that to take this kind of laissez-faire is wrong in this situation. While it is true that I applied for a liquor license, I am in line to get a liquor license, that was a business decision that I made at the time. There is an opportunity out there to get a liquor license based on 60% of your business is in the food business. It was a state law that was passed by the state of South Dakota. Unfortunately, they set that fee at about $250,000, and they have yet to get somebody to apply for one under that auspice because they can't transfer it to anybody else. The large percentage of it had to be used for food. So I guess I don't care if I have a conflict of interest or not. I just want you to understand that I really think that you need to look at this. And if it's an issue of a conflict of interest, I can discuss that with somebody afterwards. But I really think if I don't make a statement here, nobody else is going to make a statement either. Once it gets up to the council and you guys make an action on it and stuff like that, you're not giving opportunity enough feedback in this. Thank you.
Thank you. Michelle?
If I could just briefly respond, I think that's part of the reason we wanted it out of committee. We wanted it to get to the full council so that it would be published, so that people could have input on it, so that they could start having conversation around it. Otherwise, as a committee, yeah, we can talk about it, we can debate it back and forth, but we need to have more input from the public on it. And so I'm glad we moved it the way that we did. Thank you.
Any other? Vernon?
And when it gets to the full council too, I still think we should move forward with a Memorial Day piece just to get that out, and I guess the full council can decide if we're going to hold back on those other issues.
Sue, any comments? I also agree. I think that by putting it up to the full council, now that we can have a lot more discussion in a larger format forum and still give people the opportunity to come and make comments. So Thank you, though, for your comment, Councilman Elam.